guys, welcome back. If you don't see me ever again, it's because I pushed a joke too far. I always tell you guys not to tease Loki, but we had a very frustrating situation the last couple of days, so I've been teasing him right now, and he's been like, shut up, just shut up! Oh god. Uh, he's gonna get me for that. But, sometimes he will get very stubborn and he will try to insist on something, and I'm just as stubborn, if not more stubborn. And all the other gods like leave the house. They're like, we're not dealing with this. And I was kind of like, the Pookucks kind of had to go. I was like, I love them and they're my family, but they have to go for a while. They get on my last nerve. And Loki, even though he would not stay, he's like, no, you have to work this out. And I'm like, really, Loki, it is getting on my last nerve. There's going to be puka sandwiches. There's going to be, dried puka tea. There's going to be, puka slaughter. And he's like, no, you have to do this. And so the one is smart. The one brother is very smart, and he like hides, and he's like, I ain't dealing with this. And the other brother is, he can go from being, as I told you, like very sweet, very kind, and everything, to being, very snippy and very bitey when he feels like it. And I'm like, oh, son, you don't even know. So the last couple of days have been interesting. Oh God, and so the one is on my short list. His brother's hiding. They're gonna be traumatized after dealing with me. Anyhow, sorry, I'm tired. Can you tell? Anyhow, Loki came and he's like, fine, I'll be with you for a while, whatever, but you're still gonna work on this. And so I was teasing Loki today because I've just had enough. He's had enough of being teased. Oh Lord. And sometimes you have to do that. You can't always be, super sweet. You have to learn to stand your ground, and you have to learn to, this isn't working out. I don't care if you're Puka. I don't care how lonely you've been. I don't care what your backstory is. I'm going to give it to you. And with Loki, too, one of his jobs is seeing what your limits are and to keep push. And when you finally had enough, you have to tell him or he'll keep pushing. You have every right in the world to stand up to Loki and say, no, I don't like this. This isn't working out. We're not going to do this. Unless it's truly, totally for your own good. He will stop. He just wanted to see where your limit was. He found out where my limit was. He's like, well. So, yeah, that's what the last couple of days have been. It's been Loki finding out where my limits are. And me being like, Mrs. Nice Witch, she left the building. You're dealing with the nasty witch now. And, it's been what was needed because Loki was trying to see, where were my boundaries? How far could he push me? How much could he, like, force me to have time, with these pukas? And how much could he do? And how much could the other gods, do? And, like, see where these limits were. And it was a lesson. There are some lessons in there I have to unpack. And it was also, I think Loki pointing out that we do have to learn to stand up for ourselves, even with him. I'm usually quite good at that. I have a mouth on me. But sometimes, we can feel sorry for a person's past story. Or we can pity someone, not compassion. We can pity them. And when you pity someone, not only is that not useful, but pity kind of makes you then accept any crap that they do because you're like, oh, you poor thing. I mean, compassion can make you accept anything too. Like if you really play Undertale and you're trying to play pacifist route, you have to put up with everything you go through and you have to see it from their perspective of having been locked underground. But, we all have that side in us that's like, enough is enough. I've put up with enough of this. And, now the next person that's mean to me is going to get smacked. And that's how you should be. One problem I've always had with that game is I don't think it's, like, realistically balanced. I mean, after a while, if you were in the same situation, you just start smacking people. Maybe not killing them, but you just start smacking people. So, yeah, that's where we've been, establishing boundaries, which you have to do with Loki. There's a topic for you. Establishing boundaries with Loki. It's important because you have to let Loki, you're going to be your own person. You know, let Loki know you're going to be your own person. You're going to stand up. It's very easy because he's charming to let him have everything. Or because, and I say this with all due love and respect, he can be very bratty and childish at times. And like, I want my way. And it's like, you have to realize that even if he'll then like threaten to do something if you don't give him his way, you have to learn that when something's important enough to you, to stand up and say, no, I've had enough. I've really had enough. And the situation's going to change because I've had enough. And you have every right to do that. Now, I'm not recommending that every time Loki suggests something you don't like, you stand up for yourself and, you know. But I am suggesting that, you know, one of his jobs is to test your limits. That's kind of the trickster sacred role, to see how much he can get away with and to see how much you're going to let him do. And every so often he'll do it to you. And if he usually doesn't, you will let him go a lot further than he does go. But yeah. It's okay to set your limits with Loki. It's okay to tell him, yes, you can have an altar, or yes, you can have some of my time, but not, you can have all my time. You can have every available surface in the house as an altar, or whatever, you know, you might be discussing. It's okay to set limits. He will enjoy you setting limits. It's actually better for him than giving him absolute free run and, you know, letting him totally run your life. Because if you're not careful, depending on which aspect you're dealing with, you can end up with that until you say, hey, I'm standing up for myself. And eventually, if you did let him totally take over, eventually Loki himself would go, you know, you're letting me boss you around, right? And he would fix it for you, because sometimes the lesson does not always work. It just flies over our heads and we're like, okay, Loki, whatever you say, senpai. So I hope that helped, and I'm sorry not to have been here for the last couple of days, but I was no mood to put on recording equipment and behave like a human being and not cuss like a sailor. So if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye.